Hi guys, it's Julian and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we will continue reading this book called Polyglot Notes, and in the last episode we mentioned a couple of examples about how to improve our listening skills in our target language, and today we will mention a couple more of techniques and examples about how we can improve our listening, and then we will change to the next topic. So let's go ahead and let's do this. Okay, the next topic about how to improve our listening skills, and it is an advice actually. It's do not interpret in your mind while you're listening to the recording. A mental translation from a foreign language into your native language leads to a serious problem of hearing foreign speech, as your brain is unable to comprehend everything in order to produce an accurate literary transcription. Among professional translators, there are specialists who deal with such simultaneous interpreting, but even especially trained but 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 even especially trained simultaneous interpreters have been working in pairs for several years. They replace each other, as the specifics of the simultaneous interpreting require great mental effort. So if you are not a foreign language student specializing in simultaneous interpreting, then don't do it. Always listen to foreign language speech in a relaxed way, with no inner tension and no expectation that you will not understand anything. Okay, this is pretty important. I will repeat this part. It says, always listen to foreign language speech in a relaxed way, with no inner tension and no expectation that you will not understand anything. Okay, basically you need to stay relaxed when you listen your target language. Let the flow of words just flow through your consciousness. Let the flow of words just flow through your consciousness. At the same time, be focused on the very process of speech and try highlight from the at the same time, be focused on the very process of the speech and try to highlight from the general flow of sentences individual words. At the same time, be focused on the very process of speech and try to highlight from the general flow of sentences individual words, constructions and phrases familiar to you. Okay, this is pretty important. At the same time, be focused on the very process of speech and try to highlight from the general flow of sentences individual words, constructions and phrases familiar to you. Basically, you need to stay focused on those things that you understand and know in those which you cannot understand yet, because if you at least keep the flow of the words and phrases that you can understand, you will be understand what all that speech it is about, and you can respond. Understand the essence, the meaning of what is said, without trying to make an accurate verbal translation. Understand the essence, the meaning of what is said, without trying to make an accurate verbal translation. Perceive what you hear figuratively. In more voluminous text, catch the meaning in parts, from familiar to unfamiliar fragments, throw over semantic bridges. Regularity and systematic complication of the material you're listening to. Regularity and systematic complication of the material you're listening to. For this purpose, special training courses are better suited, where the material being listened to becomes more complicated from listen to listen. Pace, speed, complexity of grammatical constructions, vocabulary. Yeah, basically you need to increase the difficulty of those texts which are you reading, to keep improving in your vocabulary and your listening and the verbs and in your speech. Basically, exercises for memory training. The following exercises can be offered for memory training while listening. 1. Will agree to the statement of refuted after listening to the text. You can use questions instead of estimates. Okay, exercises for memory training. The following exercises can be offered for memory training while listening. Will agree to the statement or refute. Will agree to the statement or refute it after listening to the text. You can use questions instead of statements. 2. Listen to the text message and then compare it with the printed one and find the description. Listen to the text message and then compare it with the printed one and find the discrepancies. Remember all dates, names, place, names, etc. used in the text and repeat. Remember all dates, names, place, names, etc. used in the text and repeat them in the same sequence. Listen to the words and group them according to some principle or feature. Try not to miss a single word. Listen to the words and group them according to the principle or feature. Trying not to miss a single word. Listen to the words and repeat only those that refer to a topic. Constant vocabulary replenishment. If there are too many words in the text that are unfamiliar to you, you will not be able to approximately understand what is it about. If there are too many words in the text that are unfamiliar to you, you will not even be able to approximately understand what is it about. So constantly increase your vocabulary, especially pay attention to basic verbs and thematic vocabulary. Select the audio material with a small number of unfamiliar words. Select the audio material with a small number of unfamiliar words. It's enough to have 20-50%. It is enough to have 20-25% of unfamiliar words in your text. During the hearing, tilt the meaning bridge from unknown words to known words. Tilt the meaning bridge from unknown words to known words. Over time, you will learn to predict this very meaning even before the foreign speech is agreed. Okay, over time, you will learn to predict this very meaning even before the foreign speech is agreed. Learn the grammar. At the initial stage of learning a foreign language, pass the basic grammar part. Okay, learn grammar. At the initial stage of learning a foreign language, pass the basic grammar part, basic verb tenses, pronouns, nominal sentences, adjectives, adverbs, and numerals. This will fit in just a few lessons. The goal is to practice the whole base of grammar. The goal is to practice the whole base of grammar. It is necessary to achieve automatic recognition of grammar when it is heard. Okay, learn grammar. At the initial stage, okay, we need to learn grammar, but we need to differentiate between that grammar which we want to learn at the beginning, of those grammar which it is not pretty necessary at the beginning. So again, learn the grammar. At the initial stage of learning a foreign language, pass the basic grammar part, basic verb tenses, pronouns, nominal sentences, adjectives, adverbs, and numerals. This will fit in just a few lessons. The goal is to practice the whole base of grammar. It is necessary to achieve automatic recognition of grammar when it is heard. Okay. Pass the basic grammar part. Give me a break because I want to know something because I don't know if I understand this properly, like the meaning of this. I don't know if this part of the text refers to don't study this at the beginning or to study this at the beginning. You know what I mean? Okay, okay. Okay, basically, yeah, we need to practice that. I had a mistake there. I thought that I needed to don't study this at the beginning, but yeah, we need to study these topics at the beginning because after a while and in the next lessons, we want to recognize those aspects of the grammar in every situation in which we can find it. So, at the initial stage of learning a foreign language, past the basic grammar part, basic verb tenses, pronouns, nominal sentences, adjectives, adverbs, and numerals. This will fit in just a few lessons. The goal is to practice the whole base of grammar. It is necessary to achieve automatic recognition of grammar when it is heard. Okay, to keep improving. I realize that my videos are very improvised. You know, like actually I just took take a random break to to make notations and so on. But in the future, I will try to improve all these things and make it more natural, of course, because I know that sometimes it's pretty boring, so nobody cares about this section. But it is what it is. It's useful for me. Okay, the goal is to practice the whole base of grammar. It is necessary to achieve automatic recognition of grammar when it is heard. Use YouTube. YouTube is a video hosting service that provides users with storage, delivery, and video display services. YouTube has YouTube has become the most popular video hosting and second site in the world by the number of visitors. YouTube contains a huge amount of video materials for listening. These are TV series, movies, clips, music videos, educational and entertaining programs, audiobooks, including those with tech support, live broadcast of YouTube channels, and television. Live broadcast of YouTube channels and television, radio. Here you will find different dialects and standard pronunciation. YouTube settings allows the user to reduce or increase the speed of video playback. YouTube settings allows the user to reduce or increase the speed of video playback. You can reduce the video playback speed so that you can understand what is being said. Subtitles can be enabled for clear pronunciation. If you're watching a video in a language you've never learned, if you're watching a video in a language you've never learned, turn on the video subtitles and then activate the video's native language translation feature. Turn on the video's subtitles and then activate the video's native language translation feature. Okay, until now this section, guys, we finished the section of listening, how to improve our listening, and the most important topic that I can rescue from this section is the fact that we need to learn at least the basic stuff about grammar in our target language, because then we can use that to recognize those aspects of grammar during a speech or in a text or so on. So it's very important. And actually, I'm trying to learn other languages besides to improve my English. It's very important have a solid base of grammar topics, because after that you can start to recognize those aspects. So it's very important, and you can save many time doing that. Okay, the next topic is developing speaking skills. Developing speaking skills. Quote, speaking is better than eloquent, by the way. Speaking is better than eloquent, by the way. Quote, Baltasar Grasin and Morales. Talking, reactions, talking. Talking reactions, the ability to instantly. Talking reactions, the ability to instantly. Talking reactions, the ability, sorry if I try to speak again the paragraph and sentences, but I realize that usually I speak such as a robot, so I want to apply this couple of techniques to put more emphasis in the syllables of the words and verses to sound more clear. So sorry about that. A little bit of water because it is very hot. I will die if I don't drink. So, talking reactions, the ability to instantly make up a verse. Okay, these reactions need to be built up and maintained. If you can now speak fluently in a foreign language, it does not mean that you will also speak fluently after a serious break. What? Talking reactions, the ability to instantly make up a verse. These reactions need to be built up and maintained. If you can now speak fluently in a foreign language, it does not mean that you will also speak fluently after a serious break. However, if a fluent speaking skill has been developed once, it will be easier to restore it than to earn it the first time. Okay, yeah. Speaking skills need to be developed in practice every day. Even with a short pause, speaking skills can dull down, and with a long pause, they can go away altogether. Yeah, that's true. Usually, when I'm speaking with people on Discord and I take a break, I feel that it could be hard to start the conversation again. Like even if the break is just about a couple of minutes. Many words from your active vocabulary go into the passive vocabulary. In other words, many words from your active vocabulary go into the passive vocabulary. In other words, those words that you may have used in the past cannot be used. Many words, in other words, those words that you may have used in the past cannot be used. You will recognize these words in someone else's speech or text. You understand, but you cannot remember them at the right moment. Yeah, that's true. I know a lot of vocabulary, but when I speak with guys, with people, usually I cannot remember the whole vocabulary that I learned before, so it's kind of annoying. But you will be able to use them after you have immersed yourself again in the language environment and practiced speaking. It must be said that verses sometimes go into an active vocabulary, even if a person does not use them. Just accumulate a critical mass of passive perceptions. Oh. Yeah, basically here this paragraph said that uh, even if we can speak a language fluently, if we take a break, we can forget many things, and it passes the same with our vocabulary. We can have active vocabulary when we speak with other people, but if we don't use that vocabulary each day and practice every day with constancy, we can forget a lot of words and we can recognize those words, but when we talk, basically we cannot use them because we didn't practice them too much to make them actively in our speech. Record your voice. Take a short audio file of a native speaker. Okay, record your voice. Take a short audio file of a native speaker. Listen to it and then try to repeat its tone and pronunciation as accurately as possible. Listen to an expert of the audiobook, then read it textually while recording your voice on a recorder, computer, or tape recorder. Compare the differences. Okay, that's pretty useful. Take a short audio file of a native speaker, listen to it, and then try to repeat its tone and pronunciation as accurately as possible. Listen to an expert of the audiobook, then read it textually while recording your voice on a recorder, computer, or tape recorder. Compare the differences. So you can hear your speech mistakes, varying words, wrong accent, and tone. It is easier to correct your mistakes when you know them. Next time, try to eliminate them. It is by nature natural. It is by nature natural for people to imitate unfamiliar sounds. It is by nature natural for people to imitate unfamiliar sounds, and each time you're recording will look more and more like the original. Make a record of your reasoning on an issue. Make a record of your reasoning on an issue, a description of something, presentations, etc. Okay, make a record of your reasoning on an issue, a description of something, presentations, etc. Keep an audio diary. Listen to it periodically. Detect changes in your speech. I have a place like in my phone where I record myself, and it's like a diary. But sometimes I forget to make it. So yeah, I need to make more, to have more consistency with this. But this advice is pretty useful. I usually, well, actually this is about why I started this channel, because I wanted to record myself and have a record about my progress. Important. Record myself in different situations. Read out loud. Read out loud. Read out loud. Reading out loud is an excellent speech apparatus simulator. The muscles of reading out loud is an excellent speech apparatus simulator. The muscles you need to properly speak the language you're learning will develop and become more plastic. Therefore, a speech machine will be developed for oral speech. Work out daily and you will start to hear the most difficult sounds and then speak them out. Work out daily and you will start to hear the most difficult sounds and then speak them out. To practice more successfully, find audio dialogues and text for them. Audio dialogues, wow. To practice more successfully, find audio dialogues and text for them. Read aloud loudly and expressively. The louder, the faster and better you articulate. A little bit of water. That was funny. The louder, the faster and better your articulator will form and your speaking will improve. Listen to audio recordings in which a literate text is read by an announcer with a well-defined voice and intonation. Simulate the speaker's pronunciation with expression, intonation, and emotion. The first time you listen to an audio recording, read after the speaker. Okay, the first time you listen to an audio recording, read after the speaker. Use the pause function on the media player. Okay, the first time you listen to an audio recording, read after the speaker. Use the pause function on the media player. When you feel that you have worked out enough of your speech, you can try to read the text synchronously with the speaker. Okay. When you feel that you have worked out enough of your speech, you can try to read the text synchronously with the speaker. If you're not learning the language alone, practice dialogues in pairs, so that everyone reads their roles. If you're not learning the language alone, practice the dialogues in pairs, so that everyone reads their roles. While reading, you will learn the most common phrases that native speakers use in their conversational speech. Well, this is pretty useful actually, and to be honest, I use this method. I have a couple of websites in which I can, like, it's like a website about news, and have a recording, like a person who talk about the article, and you have the text, the translation, and you can make shadowing with that, like while the guy who is talking, telling you the story about the article, you can read the same at the same time, like making shadowing, and it's pretty useful actually. So I recommend you to make that, guys. And until now, this video, I hope you find it useful, and give me a like and subscribe. And it was a pleasure for me. See you later in another of my videos, and bye bye.